I don't know what Gen X is doing, but I just feel like they're not that in touch with technology. Not to slander the generation or anything.
HumanX in touch with technology. Gen X. Welcome to Reality Checks, the podcast where we ask 1,000 Americans everything and ask experts to predict the results. Today, I'm joined by Taylor Lorenz, journalist, the founder, creator, influencer behind User Magazine. Welcome, Taylor.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining. I would say that you've been in the internet world as a media personality for a while. I don't know what your opinion is of AI. Everyone's got one, but I guess we're here to find out.
Yeah.
What is User Mag for everybody first listening?
Yeah, User Magazine is my Substack. It's just usermag.co, and I write about tech and online culture. I also make video content and have a podcast called Power User that goes along with it. And I talk about kind of how technology is impacting culture and society.
Cool. And AI is one of those technologies we're all feeling in our bones.
Yes.
And in our feeds, and it's everywhere. So excited to talk about it. We're live at HumanX recording this episode. So just to confirm, you have not seen the results of the survey. You have a little booklet there, and the results are in there. But before you look at them, we're going to get your predictions for them and then reactions afterward.
Perfect.
Cool. All right, well, let's get started. So I think the first question that we ask Americans, 1,000 Americans, is how many have never used AI?
I am going to guess that 40% of people have never used AI.
40%. Why did you guess that?
Well, first of all, I question whether these self-reported numbers are true because I think a lot of people that I talk to say that they've never used AI, and then when I question them further, they're using AI tools within products that they already use, not realizing it's AI that they're engaging with.
Like Siri.
Yeah. So, but in terms of like really using like an LLM or like, you know, an AI specific product, I don't know. I would say my first inclination was to say like maybe 60% have never used, but then I consider the fact that ChatGPT was the fastest growing consumer internet product of all time, and they have hundreds of millions of users. So I'm guessing maybe it's like 40% have not used it. It's a total shot in the dark. I'm curious what the real number is.
Well, you have the real number in your hands if you want to open up and take out the first sheet without looking at the second sheet.
I will not be looking.
Everyone will know if you did.
Okay, wow. Only 19% have never used AI.
That's self-reported, but yeah, that's what we're seeing.
Wow.
So I was surprised by that. I expected it to be more.
Me too. I guess this really shows how pervasive AI is. You know? I guess it's a little higher when you look at the rarely, but yeah, I mean, this is like over 50% of people using AI pretty frequently.
So do you think that's something that people here at this conference would have guessed correctly?
That's a really good question. Everyone here is like super AI pilled.
Super AI, they're really
So I don't think they have like a great window into the outside world of like normal consumers. Because they're not even, like they're all talking about agents and next generation AI and all this other stuff. And I feel like most consumers are still learning about LLMs.
We will get to that. Okay, well, I guess the second question is we were able to cut this question by generations. So, and this is 18 plus data, so we didn't survey teenagers about AI usage, but between Gen Z, millennials, baby boomers, and Gen X, who said that they use AI daily? Like who is most likely to say that?
Gen Z?
Gen Z is the guess?
That's my guess. I mean, young people are so internet native. I would say probably not millennials. They seem to not like AI. I don't know. What is it? Gen Z, not Gen X. I would say maybe Gen Z, millennials, boomers.
And then Gen X last?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
Gen X seems like they can't figure out technology.
But boomers can?
Boomers are just like on Facebook consuming AI slop all day. So I think they love it. I think they love it.
I do feel like I have seen more adoption of technology among boomers
Because like you get your parents or your grandparents on it.
Well, and it's like they don't have kids to worry about anymore,
Yeah.
so they have time to figure out how it works.
Yeah.
Whereas Gen X maybe is, changing diapers. That's
Yeah.
millennials. I don't know.
I don't know what Gen X is doing, but I just feel like they're not that in touch with technology. Not to slander the generation or anything.
HumanX in touch with technology. Gen X,
Yeah.
maybe not. Well, let's pull out sheet number
Okay.
2. And we'll have a pop-up on the screen, so
Drum roll.
I guess anyone watching this
Wow, millennials. Okay, this is so surprising. Oh, well, so this includes like voice assistants and stuff. I can see Gen X doing that. Okay, so millennials are actually the biggest users, 25%, Gen Z 20%, then Gen X, then baby boomers. So I thought the baby boomers were a little bit more online, but it's probably good that they're not.
Maybe it's the baby boomers who are online are posting, and the millennials who are online are all of them, but not everyone's posting.
This is like, honestly, yeah, it's kind of interesting because, so if this says 25% of millennials use AI, use AI daily. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I guess. Cool. Good win for them. I'm a millennial, so love to see that we're still, not totally out to pasture yet.
Do you have any reasons why they might be, or what?
Well, I would say they're in the workforce. These are people with white-collar jobs, usually. I mean, I think Gen Z is not quite like, they're in the workforce a little bit, but they're more early in their career, so they're probably not using AI tools, maybe as frequently. And also, like, millennials are mostly, it's a lot of parents, a lot of young parents, and I know a lot of parents that rely on AI. I mean, my friend just had a baby and uses ChatGPT on an almost near daily basis to
like
kind of
how to clean up diaper.
Yeah, just like tutorials on things, how to make baby food, like how questions. I think a lot of new moms, like, and probably dads too, like have a lot of anxiety, and they used to Google symptoms of things maybe, and now they're asking ChatGPT or Claude or whatever. So yeah, it makes sense that they'd have the most usage. The reason I thought they might not is just because all I hear is about like young people using it for school all day. So I thought that they might have a higher adoption, but
Yeah, I remember seeing last summer, maybe the summer before, there was the ChatGPT usage chart where it dropped off in June. After
that
the school
was
year.
fact checked.
Was that not
so
true?
that was not true at all.
Thank you.
That
My
was
bad.
actually fake news.
Sorry, my
that
bad.
was I was very proud because my fact check made it on the community note. That was just an API. So that was not even ChatGPT. That was how much a specific developer tool that's primarily used by businesses fell off.
Okay.
So it was not related to anything to do with kids.
So they say podcasts, people are spreading misinformation, but if the guests fact check you in real time, then that's the way to solve this. Listen,
Yeah.
everybody who's out there, you gotta fact check your hosts. All right, that does transition to our next question pretty well, which was, the question was, what do you use AI for? And we gave about 10 different reasons. One of them, the top reason that was used, was to summarize long content. People don't want to read your long
Yeah.
AI written thing. They ask AI to read it. But we pulled out 2, and the question for you is, are people more likely to use AI for diagnosing medical conditions or for recipes?
Ooh. My inclination is to say recipes because you cook more often than you worry about a medical condition, hopefully. Although this is America and we don't have health care, so
Expensive.
it's expensive. A lot of people don't have insurance. We don't have universal health care coverage. So it could be medical. I'm gonna say medical because I'll say recipes. What's the answer?
The answer's in your book.
Oh, I'm so eager to know. This is a real toss-up, honestly. Let's see. Wow, pretty close. Okay, so recipes, I was correct, 19%, and diagnosing a medical situation, 16%.
Which is a lot, because
It's a lot.
assumedly, I guess people aren't cooking 3 times a day, but you eat in an ideal world 3 times a day. Not everyone does. That's a sad reality in America as well.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're not diagnosing medical conditions at that frequency.
I mean, I guess in America, you need all the medical help you can get because we certainly don't have accessible health care. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've used AI. I've talked about this before to help find a medical. I got a medical diagnosis actually that the AI discovered.
And it was
So
correct.
yeah, it was. And I went to 2 specialists to confirm it because I was very paranoid that it was giving me some sort of misinformation. Yeah, and it was in my blood work. It was something that doctors had not considered from my blood work. So I'm a believer in using it. I think that it's good to use it and take it to a doctor. You know,
Assuming you can make it to a doctor.
assuming you can make it to a doctor, exactly, which is I think the whole problem why people are relying on AI.
Yeah. Well, I'll move on. I think that's a whole separate topic that we could probably do another
Yeah.
episode on. The next question, I believe, was about agentic AI. So that's, like you mentioned, something people are very excited about here. The question was effectively, how much would you authorize an AI agent to spend for you?
Ooh, I saw Target. Did you see the news about Target today?
I didn't see that. I saw Visa launch something. They had a media reception yesterday and talked about how they were launching it. So everyone's getting in on it.
Target announced today that you will be held accountable for the orders that your agents place. I guess a lot of people have agents placing orders for them that they then try to renege on and say, I didn't mean to place that. Target's saying it's too bad, you are going to have to pay for the orders that your agent places.
And they announced that today, April 8th?
Yes.
Okay, so this survey ran on April 7th.
Oh,
So
okay.
yesterday. So before this.
Yes.
But yeah, it was basically the options were, I'm never going to use an AI agent. I'm never going to authorize them to pay it without my final approval. They can spend up to 25, and then it goes up higher from there.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, what percentage would use an AI agent at all
Well, that they're saying that they would use it?
to shop?
I mean, this is where my bias is coming in because I'm like, obviously we should use AI agents, but I wouldn't want it making purchases without my approval. So I'm gonna say 70% of people said they would use an AI agent to shop.
Okay. What do you think the rest of the conference would say?
This conference?
Yeah.
Well, this conference is like 150%.
Yeah.
They're all in,
They're,
and maybe that's might be warping my view too.
Yeah, their agents are filling out the survey too and getting us
Exactly.
past 100.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look.
Okay,
in
let's see.
the black book, and if the video feed looks weird, we'll intersperse it with a video. But now I'm
Wow. Okay. 44% would use it. Some said with final approval, blah, blah, blah. So only 10% of people would let it spend over $25, but 56% say that they would never let an AI shop for them. I think that's a mistake. I think they're going to end up changing their minds.
Yeah, I do feel like if we ask about using AI at all, 2 years ago, which I know we did, I don't have the data on hand, I don't think it would have been 80% have used it. I don't think anyone would have expected that. I'm sure once people are familiarized with it, they're, conceptually no, I'm not going to let anyone spend my money.
Yeah.
And then
I think of grocery orders and recurring things like that, where it's if there was some sort of AI integrated into the Whole Foods, Amazon, ordering system where my agent could just order my weekly groceries and could sort of track my consumption habits. I don't know. I would feel comfortable letting it order household items, groceries, things like that. For the big ticket purchases, I do want to have it say as a human. It's not going to buy a car for me.
it might.
It might in the future, but not yet.
And then Target's not going to let you return it.
That's true.
No, I think that maybe coupons or something would be a good way in for
Yes,
people
absolutely.
to use it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
All right, so now this is an exciting one because you brought this up earlier. So we asked people if they know what LLM means, and I was chatting with someone from I want to give him credit. It's Andor PR. This was his idea for the question. And I was like, dang, that's good. I'm gonna steal that, but now I'm giving him credit. What percentage of Americans do you think know what LLM means?
Oh gosh. 25%?
Low. Okay.
Low.
Why'd you say 25?
Well, do they know what LLM stands for?
So it wasn't like a fill in the blank. It was they had 4 options. One was the correct option, and then there was a not sure.
Oh, okay. I would say 50% are not sure.
Okay. I think that is very close if you want to open it up.
Okay, let's take a look. Whoops. Wow. 48% not sure. 34% said LLM. Wow, I was pretty close. And then there's like sort of people that got wrong. Oh, logical language matrix, logical learning master, language logic machine. That's funny. I like that one.
They make sense. They like, you could see why someone would think that.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, all of these sound plausible. I think as a tech reporter, obviously I know what LLM stands for, but if I didn't, they all kind of sound like they could. Oh my God, what is this?
There's somebody who looks like the Philly fanatic outside.
What is this thing?
Interfering. He can come in if he wants, or she, or it. I don't want to gender the Philly fanatic look-alike. We can wait. Do you want to come in? Oh, I'll just get up.
I can't even see it. Okay.
He might break something. It's a big mascot. I don't think. All right. Well, we tried.
Okay, that was a nice little comedic relief. Okay.
I wanted to ask him if he knew what LLM was.
Well, yeah, this is interesting. I mean, I think you don't need to understand what LLM necessarily stands for to kind of use an LLM or understand like the purpose of it.
And that does segue to our next question, which is, what about daily AI users? So,
what do daily AI users? How many of them know what LLM is?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 65%, 70%.
Okay.
70%.
So like double, basically.
Yeah. Can I take a peek?
Yeah.
All right. What? Only 45%. Sorry, 41%. I can't even read. Wow, 41%. All right, and then 36% are not sure. So a few more. I would have thought if you're using it on a daily basis, you would have a better knowledge of it. But again, I guess you don't need to know what LLM stands for,
Yeah, and I don't want to stereotype or bring another fake study into the world, but there are people who are saying that if you use machines like this regularly, that your cognitive ability to remember things is not as high. I don't know if that's true, but you don't need to know it because you can say, what does LLM mean?
Exactly.
And you can find it.
Yeah, I think a lot of that stuff is quite overblown, if I'm being honest. The cognitive stuff, only because you could make the same argument for anything, for any technology, right? Like a notebook is a cognitive offload. A calendar, a daily planner is a cognitive offload. You don't need to remember because you can look at your Filofax or whatever. So I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, voice memo. Like,
Yeah.
are people forgetting how to write? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I can't write as long. I get tired, but I don't need to.
Yeah,
So.
you could. So I think it's probably fine. That's what I'm going to tell myself as
Yeah.
my brain cells atrophy.
Does that mean you're a daily user?
I am a daily user for sure of probably some AI tool. I mean, I'm not necessarily of LLMs maybe, but I don't know. I mean, I use it I use them. I'm trying to use them more. I will say that. I'm trying to use them more because I think as a tech reporter, I mean, I just realized this being at this conference, honestly, like LLMs are almost like behind the curve. Like I should have like an OpenClaw, agent by now. I'm feeling I feel a little behind.
I was, I wouldn't say skeptical, but I'm like, I don't need this, but I definitely need it. I was listening in on a session from the head of the Recording Academy, and even he was saying that they're about it. They're not resisting it. They accept that it's here.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have a lot of friends that work in sort of other industries, like a lot of friends that work in marketing and stuff, and they have to use these things on a daily basis for work, and their companies are really encouraging them to use these tools. And so I guess like as somebody that wants to be employed at some point, you know what I mean? I want to be able to like keep pace with technology. Also, it is my job to write about technology, so I should be using it.
That is, unless listener, viewer, you go and subscribe to User Magazine now and get a paid subscription, and then we won't have to worry about that.
Then I won't have to be,
Yeah.
begging for a job in 5 years. But yeah, it's been fun. I mean, I try to use things as a user. I also think it's a little irresponsible to write about products if you don't have sort of an intimate understanding of their capabilities and limitations. And I don't think that you can really truly understand those unless you are a user.
Yep.
So.
And that goes for anything. If you're a business person and you want to sell a product, it's good to be a consumer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever said.
No. Well, it's like, if you're a cook, you want to taste the ingredients and taste the, to make a good recipe, you got to know what something tastes like. So.
Or go to ChatGPT.
There you go.
Okay, so this is like a two-parter, but the last question's kind of fun or stupid, depending on your perspective. We asked people to rank 5 different members of the animal kingdom or the insect kingdom on what was the most like AI to what was the least like AI. And the options were firefly, bee, ant, llama, and there was a 5th one that is blanking me right now.
Okay.
Which is not the answer, I guess.
I think people said ants.
People said ants. Why do you think that?
Wait, what were they? Firefly, llama, bee, and ants?
And spider was the 5th one.
Spider.
It's not spider. I already ruined that.
Yeah. What is AI the most like?
Yeah, that's it's arbitrary up to the.
I think of an ant because I'm thinking of a hive mind, which actually is maybe more of a bee reference.
So does AI? Is that a hive mind?
I think AI and I think of an LLM as kind of a hive mind for humanity. It's taking in massive amounts of information, and it's a sort of a collective knowledge that we have access to. And I feel like we're the ants, maybe.
We're the ants, and then so we're in the anthill. AI is the anthill.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
And we're all ants.
Okay, can I see what people said?
Yeah.
I'm very curious on this one. Okay. So they said bees and ants.
Bees and
Bees
ants.
number 1. Again, I think it goes back to the hive mind thing. Ants, fireflies, spiders. No one thought llamas. Poor llamas.
Yeah, that was a good one because I wanted to make sure that people were actually doing it. So
Yes.
that was last, but also llamas. It sounds like LLM, and there's like a AI affiliated model with it.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think they're like the llamas. I think the llamas are too individualistic, maybe as in the animal kingdom. Spiders I could see because they're it's like AI is very crafty. It's creating a structure.
Spinning up a web.
Spinning up a web, exactly. Fireflies, I don't know that I see that much, but it's an interesting comparison.
Why do you think that it was ants?
I think it was
bees.
bees.
Sorry.
I think again it goes back to that hive mind thing of kind of collectively working together to produce honey or whatever they make. I guess honey is a byproduct of the things that they build, the beehives. I don't know that much about bees, but I feel like that's what they're doing. I feel like they're working together.
That's what they want you to think they're doing.
Yeah. Well, they make really tasty honey. I am a honey consumer. So, yeah, I feel like that makes sense. I see the collective kind of. There's something about AI that is very you think of it as the collective, like a collective kind of group of inputs or something. And that's what bees are up to, right? They go out, they get some pollen, they come back to the bee's nest.
There's certainly a buzz in the air here at HumanX.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so the last question was, what did men and women disagree on the most?
Oh, gosh. Out of these questions?
Out of these 5, the 5 options.
Oh, out of the 5 options.
So men ranked blank more, women
I
ranked
bet
blank
men
more.
ranked spiders higher than women.
Okay, and what do you think women ranked higher than men?
I think women ranked fireflies higher than men.
Okay.
And llamas. I could see women ranking the llamas.
So we have one more sheet in the little, I don't want to call it the little black book, that sounds like a weird thing. The folder, the black folder.
Wow. Okay. Which are women and men more likely to think are AI? So women actually were more likely to think of ants. Men were more likely to think of fireflies. Very interesting. I thought fireflies were more female coded, but maybe not.
I think maybe it's women know fireflies aren't AI.
Right. Yeah.
They know.
Fireflies are beautiful creatures that bring light to the world. And I guess, to me, the ants, I guess I'm really, honestly, I'm a stereotype here because I said ants and that's what the women think. So maybe I'm voicing, what the other women feel about this. Very interesting.
Cool. Well, that was Reality Checks. Thank you for joining. Is there anything that you want to say about the conference while you're here, or where can people find, I know you said it up top, but just again, your work online?
Yeah, go to usermag.co, subscribe to my Substack. I'm also on YouTube at Taylor Lorenz, Instagram Taylor Lorenz. You can find me anywhere. Just Google Taylor Lorenz.
All right. thanks for having
Thanks for
thanks for
having
having
me.
us here at HumanX, and yeah.
This was fun.